What do journaling people and tabletop solo players have in common? They collect things. So this is my washi tape collection. Yeah, this is not even my entire collection. What do I even do with all of this? It's so much. And then you go into the space of tabletop tabletop RPG, and then you have dice, you have cards, you have tarot cards, you have books and dice. Oh, I already said dice. Did I say dice? Should I repeat myself? Because who's this? What is this? A D100? Excuse you? So let's talk about this. Let's focus. So, on YouTube, on TikTok, on social media, we talk about doom scrolling for the past few months, maybe a year. And a lot of people make like journaling cured for my doom scrolling. And that's great. And personally, I feel like I think it takes a chunk of time away from your doom scrolling, which is great. I don't think it will be curing anything, but it is a great way to stay offline, be more in tune with yourself, and you can reflect, you can have fun, you can decorate, you can. There's so many things you can do with journaling. I cannot stop talking about journaling. But, one of the things that I really like and explored and discovered is that D&D people or tabletop RPG people have been gatekeeping this fun thing that's called solo role playing, and in particular solo journaling games. And I'm like, what is this? This is so fun because I'm excited because you have games and you can stay offline and you don't really need to, think about what should I write about. What I don't feel like reflect on my life. I don't feel like being talking about myself about my day. That, by the way, there you can write stories if you want to. You can write poems and such. You can be creative and you can do a lot of things with journaling, especially like commonplace books where you can pick up data you find and put it in a book, and or you can do so much things. But this is just another way of enjoying yourself and be creative, but with a bit of a push. So, solo journaling games create a world for you. You don't need to create a world. You can just follow the rules, pick up a dice or deck of cards. So and you can write an entire adventure and based on role playing. So I wanted to talk about. I wanted to make a series based on this book. I will be making a series of these two as well, and more. There's so many more, but for now, let me just show you this one before I go. You think like, wow, they're pretty pictures. This is cool. This is basically based on Kiki's Delivery Service. So if you like Studio Ghibli movies and you want to be a witch, like you can watch the 1.5 hour movie, but you can also be one. You can turn the story into your own world and be a witch and come to a new city. And what adventures do you have? You have you have control in your own hands. So that's amazing. And Apothecaria, this one is just, you are a witch who makes potions for people, help the ailments of other people, but you are also going on an adventure to get ingredients, because the ingredients are made up in or for this world. So they make their own worlds. They will give you prompts. So you don't need to go everything from scratch. They don't just give you a world, but they also tend to give you prompts, so you have always something to write about. So they will give you a push, and it's a great way to have decide to stay offline, print something out, and if you can't, it's fine. You can all of these are available for to buy the PDF version, and that's okay. I got this printed out by a different company, a printing company, and they can do it for you. But if you have a tablet, that's great. If you have a laptop, you can do that. I like the physical aspect of everything, so I rather want to have it physically, but it doesn't need to be. So, so this is my Hobonichi journal. I still haven't used it yet because I will be using it for my solo RPG games. And this is also a Hobonichi notebook that I used as a common place book. I won't be sure the details, but either way, that I have already made a video about it. I will put it in the description box. So I love the Hobonichi because of the quality of the paper and the amount of paper you get, and I like the size of the line spacing. But this one has a smaller line spacing than this one. That's why instead of using it for the thing I wanted to do, I wanted to use this as a book journal first. I decided to use it for journaling games. And this is just a sketchbook of Sakura, and I wanted to make a series about this. But first, I will give you a first impression about the game a bit, and why I enjoy type games like this. I haven't played it yet. I have read it through. I don't understand all the rules perfectly, because I am the type of person, when you tell me board games rules, you will lose me until we play it. I will understand a bit more, and even then I make mistakes, because I am the type of person whose philosophy is more like, if I have fun, that's all that counts. Especially for accessibility reasons. I have chronic migraines, and focusing is not my priority right now. But this one is a game about, it's called Fox Curio's Floating Bookshop. And basically you're a book salesman who is on a boat, and you're in a world where everyone lives around the river, everyone is a type of animal, and you get to choose who you are, and but you are basically selling books, and this book is selling. This book has its own seasons. It has their own festivals, their own calendars, and their own towns, and they all have, each season has their own tables. For example, I will show you how a table works. I'm jumping ahead because I don't have a linear mind, so that's how I work. So what you need for this game is basically a deck of cards. So I have the Van Gogh card deck. You can pick any one you want, without the joker cards, by the way, without the jokers. And 2 dice, 1d6. So this is basically the dice that you can see everywhere. Most people will recognize this. And this is a d20 that they also recommend. And by the way, if you want to please the Dutch, you have to say Van Gogh. You really emphasize, like you're almost gargling the G. I can barely do it because yeah, but you don't need to spit in the faces, but just the G, you know. So you only need that and a journal. So the dice, the cards, and the journal. And each game has their own things you need. But if you play journal games, most likely you'll need a deck of cards in general, uh, dice, just dice. What I have is not enough. But you can go with very cheap or expensive if you want to. Don't go into the world of D&D and pick up the most expensive ones they recommend you. Do it because they are pretty shiny, and there's also the heaviness, and you know there's a depth in hobbies, and we are at the beginning part. You know, we are at the beginning and they are at the end stage. So if you want to buy cheap ones, do it, and then upgrade from there. It's all fine. But either way, do that. And tarot cards are also something I would recommend, that they tend to appear for this one. And this one doesn't. This one has a normal deck of... Wait. Let me check. Yeah, normal deck of cards. Yes. So, either way, so for example, so this also has each season has their own weather, and the weather determines how many people will be appearing. If it's pretty weather, a lot of people will buy books. If it's horrible weather, I would go out to buy a book. I don't want my book to be wet as soon as I leave the area, the store. So you're a book salesman, and it's a cozy game. So everyone is an animal folk, and you first create your character, and then you will continue on designing the store itself. So I can show you the store itself. Let me see. Can I find it? Yes. So this is the floor plan. If you are playing this digitally, use Paint or something, and then you can use this floor plan, and then you can put the furniture in here. So these are the book closets, and this is the front desk. So here's lounge seating and carpets. It's very adorable, and you can put everything here. And I think this is more of a private area where you can... This is your own kitchen, I guess. So that's adorable to do. What I will do, because I want to play everything offline, because this is a part of my anti-doomscrolling type of entertainment. So I will print it out in these individually, and then I will cut and then paste wherever I want. I can also color it in if I want to. So that's all fun. The preparation part can be just as fun as the game itself. So you're a book salesman in this game, and they can make it easy for you. So sometimes people can also overwhelmed by being forced to be creative. So it might not be for you, but if it's not for you, and you like journaling, but you also wouldn't want to play a game without much creativity, then with tabletop people get creative, but other games have a much more extensive systems where you don't need to write stuff down, but you can just play the game, and that's also great. So, but this game is more they encourage you to write your days and such. So this is you can pick a name, and I think it's often based on the water. I'm not sure. But anyways, so you can pick the age: young, wise, optimistic, pessimistic. That shows an age, an age phase. That's kind of funny. You can pick the species. So I will be picking capybara. I'm now into capybaras. I have a phase where I'm into specific animals, but I also have capybara stickers, so I can use this for my journal. and how did I come to the bookshop? Who was I before? What are books to me? And which moon were you born? And and 3 items. Oh yeah, so they have 5 seasons. They have their own seasons, their own holidays, and it's very interesting. And doing which moon were you born means basically you can just read which one aligns with your character the most. And that's it. You don't need to think about the astrology part. It's like, this is my birthday because that's, it's fine. Just pick one that suits you. And here's pick items, 3 items for your character that they always have, like a comfortable old puffy vest, uh, a, a crutch wheelchair walking stick, very accessible friendly by the way. I really appreciate that because I'm one of these. All of these actually. I use wheelchair for long distances and. Anyways, you can have odd socks of various colors, parrot patterns, and links. This is so much. It's I like how fun the options are, and you can use your own creativity to use based on that. This is a canvas, and I really enjoy that. The bookshop itself, the bookshop itself has its own quirks, and during thunderstorms, the roof makes an ominous creaking voice. When you pedal round the river, the raft drifts ever so slightly to the right. That's so specific. That's so funny. What kind of items did you bring to the shop? It's not just the books itself, but so you can make you can prep ahead a lot of things and make your own lore. You don't need to, but it really helps with writing. And they will tell you how to play. I won't go into depth with this one because I think I want to play it first and then I can show you, because when when you're like me, a person who isn't I like to play first and then tell you. That's more my way, but I think that I want to encourage people to read them themselves first. But either way, you start with 100 coins and 500 books, and they will explain to you what you can do in a day. So you don't need to just sell books. You can travel, you can open the shop, you can cook a meal and share a friend with it. So what I also find fun is that you can have recurring characters. So if you have a card that so you can there's a table, I think, based on the let me see if I can find based on the customers you bring. So the customers you bring, if I can find it though, I'm not sure. Yeah, the townsfolk. Either way, you can have recurring characters and then you can make friends based on the recurring characters. So that you can go fishing. There's a mini game of fishing. You can just simply sit on your raft and watch the scenery, and you can describe that. You can join the holiday festivals if it's if you have the calendars and for each season. So you have the night market here and there's a race. There's things you can do. So the game gives you options, so you don't need to only sell books. So running the shop, they will explain to you how that works. It depends on the weather table that I've shown you, and the daily tasks, and the things you can do during holidays. They will explain to you how the customers work, and returning customers and repairs. I've mentioned that. So I basically told you a lot of things, but okay. So this you have also recipes you can make for your friends, and they also have literally recipes. Also, don't feel forced to do everything that game says. If you feel like the economy is too much, just leave it and make your own way. And that's also what I want to talk about in my series is some sometimes I feel really tempted to build my own system based on how I want to play comfortably. But I also want to play the game as much as possible by their own rules, and until I reach to a point, and then I can, use that world building from of that game into my own as a canvas to build my own world, to build my own rules that I find entertaining. So the game has more things to say. What you can do, what you can do on the day off, what are the towns and the end of the year, because this is a year. It ends at the end of the year, but at the same time, it's you can play it as long as you want to. So I want to show. I finally found the townsfolk, the customers table. So I will pick a card. So I have, for example, this one. How do you call it in English? Okay, so you have the hearts, the spades, the clubs, and the diamonds. So this is a diamond. Yes, the suns. So this is yeah, an overly friendly animal. They seem to know a lot about you and the bookshop already and surprise you with strange questions about yourself and the things you thought no one else knew. Despite this, they seem harmless. So a bit creepy, but stranger danger vibes. But they seem like they are still kind. So you can make a background story about these characters if you want to. And not for every customer. You don't need to do it for every customer, but if you find something, someone you connect to, and you happen to grab a card that's similar to this, you might find them again. You can also have someone else who's also overly friendly, but you can also have, hey, I remember this one, and then you can do this. And this is why I have two books. So do I need to spend more time on this? Just look at this drawing, okay? Just and look at this. So beautiful. So I have two books. Basically, I have I really want to make this into a storybook. So I will be just writing as if it's a diary, where I just put in text or a bit of drawings and such, and the gameplay element, I will put it in here. So I will put in the characters, the what cards I've used, what kind of dice I've played, and just random notes that are basically game related and something to remember, like how many books do I have, how much money do I have, what kind of repairs do I need to do, um, so forth. And normally I combine these, and most people do. I felt like I needed a, a different system for this one, because I wanted to not just use this book for this game. I wanted to use this book for the other journaling games, and feel like it feels like I'm how do you call that? What the superhero movies do, an extended universe or something like that. I will go have a series of this game, just a few videos. I think I will do 5, but I'm not sure yet because of some preparation things. But it's more of a progress update, and also the ways you can elevate the playing style. So I tend to make additions, add-ons, mods, or I'm not sure to call it, but I like to get inspired from other sources and then use it into the game to turn it into my own rules and such. I think I want to help people encourage to uh, have different ways to use something and then turn it into their own based on the stuff they already like. Either way, so that's a way of encouraging people. And when I finish my sessions, so maybe by the end of the year, of the end of year for the story, or the, I think, the end of the year for this story, or when I feel like stopping and continue with another story, then that the ending, I will then, I will also show you what I've done, what I've written in detail. So that's it. That's the video. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.